I was on my way back from dropping off an application at Sally's. This was last Saturday, exactly a week ago. Almost to the minute, actually. It's 2:06 right now. Exactly a week ago, I dropped off the application and I went to go the normal way I do home. I was supposed to be following my mom and sister back up after I dropped off this application. I went to go and take the road I normally do to do that, and it was blocked up because of traffic, because of an accident, because of the rain. And so I said, fuck this, I'm not going to wait 3 hours. No, I'm not going to wait an hour to move 3 miles. Forget that. And so I took the longer way out. And I'll be a little shaky because it's still fresh. I was merging from one highway onto another. It was a turn like this. I was right about here when I hit standing water, going about 50, 52-ish. Too fast for conditions, slower than I normally would if it was sunny out. I hit the water, I fishtailed, I panicked, overcorrected, and hit the brakes, which made me strike the guardrail and then flip 2.5 times. That was the most, that was the most terrifying, just pants-shittingly awful, oh my god, it was the worst thing I've ever gone through. It really was. I was certain I was gonna die. I remember hitting the rail, and I don't know if I was thinking no, or I said it out loud, but after I felt the truck do this, I just started screaming. And, sorry. What am I sorry for? This is upsetting, and that's okay. That's always bugged me when people do that. Anyway. And I screamed the entire time the truck was moving until it stopped. It landed on the driver's side. And so I was like this, but horizontally. I kept screaming until I saw feet. And I heard someone say, I was going to do the short version, but fuck it. I heard someone say, hey, are you okay? Is anything pinned? Is there anyone else in there with you? Does anything feel broken? Can you move? I said, yeah, I think, I can move. Nothing's pinned. There's no one else in here with me. And whoever it was said, okay, we're going to have to get you out. You need to take off your seatbelt. Can you do that? Yes. Okay, now you're going to fall, and so I'm going to catch you. He had, his hand like this on my shoulder and ribs, and I took the seatbelt off and I fell. Not far, maybe that much, but enough to still kind of rattle me. And he said, you're cut up pretty good, but let's get you out of there. And so, because I landed on the driver's side window, I had to crawl out of the back window of the vehicle. Like there's the bed and then the back window here. Completely blew out. And so I had to roll over, crawl out of the vehicle. My glasses flew off at some point in the accident. These are not my normal glasses. These are from before I went to college. So I guess the ones I wore in Texas. These are very old. And I have to do that because my glasses flew off, and just to give you an idea, this is what happened. Can you see? My glasses got totaled, just like the car. I'm gonna keep them and put them in a picture frame with some other stuff from the accident and just be like, I fucking survived. Dude. But, oh my god. I crawled out and it was still pouring rain. And for some reason my first thought was, I don't want to get wet. I should huddle under the bed of the truck, which at this point was, on its side. There's the little... Anyway. For some reason that was my first instinct, was to get out of the rain and huddle under the truck. And there were, I want to say, between 4 and 6 or 7 people that had pulled over before I even hit the ground. I guess because they saw what was happening. I can only imagine what that's like to see in person, because it's disturbing enough for me to watch that shit on like YouTube, but it's definitely something different to experience it from inside the vehicle, but to actually see it happen to someone else. Anyway, I stood off to the side. I am just weeping. I'm bawling. I am so upset. I totaled the truck. That was my first thought, is I totaled the truck. I totaled the fucking truck. And this was after I had it repaired because I got rear-ended last month. Like, not even 2 or 3 weeks after I got it repaired. I fucking totaled the thing. Great. Freaking. So I'm kind of standing off to the side. My arm is not gushing, but just completely red with blood. There's pictures. I don't know if I'll show them. But I was cut up really badly from all the glass. And then the seatbelt worked. Thank God I wore my seatbelt. If I hadn't worn my seatbelt, I would be dead. Because as much as I was jostled around while it was moving with the damn seatbelt on, I would have died. 1,000%. I would have snapped my neck and I would have died. Seatbelt left a really nasty, like, almost like a rug burn and a bruise. I don't know if you can see it here because it's mostly faded away. But yeah, bruises here, bruises across my pelvis. When you wear your seatbelt, this is important, guys, wear it across your hips, your pelvis. Keep it, tuck it under your belly if you have to. That's part of what saved me, is I was wearing it properly. If you put it across your stomach, it's just going to squish everything, which does no good in keeping your inertia, I think, from moving you forward. Wear your damn seatbelt, and please wear it correctly. God. Anyway. So I'm standing to the side, and there's people, a bunch of guys. They're kind of going back and forth between me and the truck, bringing me stuff. Real big dude. He had like a beard and a blue t-shirt. He brought over my phone and a pair of my dad's headphones for some reason. And a couple of other things like the GPS, the keys, my purse. And he hands me the phone and he goes, "That's a good case," because completely unscathed. All these little scratches and shit, that was there before. Nothing happened to my damn phone. Are you kidding me? Anyway, God. So once I get my phone, I call my mom. My first words are, "I totaled the truck." She goes, "What happened?" No, her words were, "Are you okay?" I think so. "Get into an ambulance right now. Call 911 right fucking now and get into an ambulance," was what she said. I'm on my way. She was maybe an hour ahead of me, and so she had to turn around and do like 90 to get to where I was. So I got off the phone with her. It took a second. I called Shane, who was at work. He actually hadn't even really gotten to work yet, because he went in early to do some paperwork or some shit. And so I called him and I went, "Babe, Shane, I totaled the truck. Where are you? I'm on highway. Are you okay?" "Yes." "Don't move. Wait for me." I said, I was talking to him for so long, the ambulance pulled up. And fire and whatever, so I said, "They're here, I have to go." I hung up the phone. And first people to pull up were, actually, one of the first people to stop was an animal control officer was passing by. I don't remember him actually doing anything, I just remember seeing him in like a big yellow rain slicker. Shane calls it his traffic cone. I don't know if he actually did anything, but first people that were called to come here was fire. And I'm sitting on the side, someone pulled out an umbrella from the wreckage, which was, very sweet of them. For a while I thought it was one that they had taken out of one of their own cars to give me, which was even better. But yeah, I'm sitting up on the guardrail, not the area where it got destroyed, but there's always the guardrail. Sitting there, I've got this umbrella, one of the spokes came out and was poking me in the neck, and that was annoying. Of all the crap for me to be worried about, my fucking neck getting poked by an umbrella was annoying. It's really funny the things that go through your mind when shit like this happens. Let me check the time. Okay, I'm almost out of time. Hang on. Okay, I was talking for so long I had to do the video in parts. Fire showed up, and I was sitting on the end, and someone walked over and they said, "Hey, is there anyone else in the vehicle?" "No, it's just me." "Okay." There was so much going on at once. It was just the most stressful thing I've ever experienced in my life. And there's some confusion, and then EMS pulled up, and I was being guided onto the backboard stretcher gurney wheel bed thing. I don't know what the real name is. And they had to put me in a neck collar just in case there was a fracture. Because you don't think that, okay, if someone's neck is broken, they're not going to be walking around. You'd be surprised. I have seen and read about cases where people have been shot in the fucking head and just walk to the emergency room with their brains hanging out. They're just walking like that. Adrenaline is a hell of a thing. It really is. And then once it wears off and shock sets in, that's when you get into trouble. But anyway, so I'm in the freaking ambulance, and earlier a cop had asked me for my ID. I gave it to him. He ran back and gave it back to me. They had to cut my clothes off, which, that is fun. You know, I wore one of my favorite shirts, one of my favorite pairs of pants that day, and they cut it off. So, fuck, I gotta replace those. I'm glad I wasn't wearing this, like my jacket and this particular tank top, because this is what I normally wear when I have to drive anywhere, like for more than an hour. You know, like to visit people. So I'm glad I wasn't wearing this stuff, because that would have been destroyed, and that really would have fucked me up. Fucking hell. Took me to the hospital. There was a lot of people asking me a lot of things at once. I had several x-rays taken, my blood pressure was taken. You know, I had a CT scan done over my head, neck, chest, and belly, and they didn't find anything. You know, nothing was wrong. So I got out of an accident that should have killed me with just some cuts and bruises because I wore my fucking seatbelt. There's someone I watch on YouTube. The Odd One is out. He does like comics and little things, kind of like my Van Incidents movie, but with better quality. At the end of every video, he says, "Wear your seatbelt." And I always kind of laugh like, "Oh yeah, sure. Wear your fucking seatbelt." Again, that's the only thing that kept me alive. Was my fucking seatbelt. It's funny, not haha funny, but it's funny that I almost asked my sister to come with me in the truck. I am so grateful that I didn't, because God knows what would have happened to her. I'm lying in the ER, and I'm waiting for all of my scan and x-ray results to come back. I'm flat on my back, because I can't move my neck because I still don't know if it's fucked up or not. Flat on my back. Shade and my mom come in, and my first words are, "I'm sorry. Are you okay?" Actually, no, my first words are, "I'm sorry, I must have scared you." Excuse me. And so we talk a little bit, whatever, and then mom leaves and my sister comes in, and my first words to her are you okay?" I'm in a fucking emergency room, possibly with a broken neck, and my first words to my sister are you okay? It still strikes me sometimes how lucky I am to be alive. It just... to see these people waiting for me in the emergency room. My mother-in-law told me that she wept like this the entire way to the hospital. Excuse me. But just to see these people and know that they care, the doctors, the EMT, I remember her name was Rebecca. just refer to the first responders, the good Samaritans that pulled over and helped me out. It's really changed a lot for me. It's kind of changed my worldview. There are good people out there. There's more good people than bad people. And I felt just so loved, so cared for that day. It just meant a lot. So, anyway, I got out. I'm fine. You know, I'm a little fucked in the head, but just every time I close my eyes, I see the blur of glass and road and yellow, which was my shirt was yellow. It's just the spinning whirlwind of colors and sound. And I've had a nightmare or two about it. I guess I'll add another acronym to my list. PTSD, maybe, I don't fucking know. But anyway, I got out. My dad came, and he didn't give a shit about the truck either. We went the next day to the lot where the wreckers take totaled vehicles, and I'm just looking at it like, I should have died. The front airbags did not deploy. They should have gone off, and they didn't. I should have died, but I didn't. Anyway, just when it's raining, drive carefully, don't get complacent, wear your goddamn seatbelt. And I've been thinking about my life since then. And you know, with depression, it's like, oh, I want to die, no one will notice, no one cares. People care. People will notice. I matter, I'm worth something. Let me check the time again, hang on. Okay, 12 minutes. And just, even on Facebook, people I barely talk to, like, oh, thank God you're still alive. It just meant the world to me. I should have died, I should have died. That's what I keep thinking about. I shouldn't be here. I don't consider myself a religious person at all. But I truly believe that Mama and Papa, my dad's mom and my mom's stepdad, I really do believe they were watching over me that day. God, I'm a mess. I'm gonna cut that into a separate thing. Anyway, I've just been thinking about my life, and you know, people care about me and stuff like that. I was gonna say shit like that. That sounds too flippant. And another big thing I've been thinking about is I am wasting my time. I am wasting my time sitting around the house, doing nothing, sleeping all goddamn day. I'm wasting my time, and I'm done. I'm gonna get this job because Shane needs me to. But as soon as I'm able to get into school, I don't care if we have to take out a loan, I'm going the fuck back to school, and I will graduate this time. I'm fucking determined, okay? Just, it really puts things in perspective when you almost die. Don't let your apathy of, oh, I could do it, but, you know, I'm tired and I'm not feeling well and we don't have money and blah blah. While those are, you know, valid things, don't let them drag you down the way I did. For a long time, I used my depression as a disability, apparently. I used my disability as a way to brush off responsibility, which is like the shittiest thing I could do. I knew someone who did that, and I can't stand her, and I'm just like her. But just you really see who matters and what matters when you almost die. I didn't like have my life flash before my eyes or anything, you know, cliche like that, but it definitely changed my perspective on things. Anyway, I'm gonna take a second and calm myself. I'm fine. Just, if you take anything from this, you matter. Be grateful for what you have. Wear your goddamn seatbelt. You know?